Ever wonder why the Ottoman Empire vanished? I used to think it was just old age, but after diving into the Napoleonic Wars, I discovered a shocking truth. The Ottomans had a golden opportunity to change everything. Imagine if Turkey still controlled most of the Middle East and parts of Europe. That could have happened if the Ottomans played their cards right during Napoleon's conquests, but they didn't. Why? The answer will blow your mind. You know that feeling when you're playing a game and you see the perfect power-up, but your character just stands there? That's basically what happened to the Ottoman Empire during the Napoleonic Wars. It's like they had the cheat code to win the game, but they forgot to press the buttons. Picture this, Europe's in total chaos, Napoleon's running around like a kid in a candy store, grabbing everything he can. Meanwhile, the Ottoman Empire, once the big bad wolf of Europe, is just watching. It's wild, right? They could have jumped in and taken back all the land they lost over the years. They could have been the comeback kid of the 18th century. But nope, they decided to sit this one out. Now you're probably thinking, what gives? Why didn't they make a move? Well, it turns out the Ottoman Empire had some serious problems at home. It's like trying to win a race when your car's falling apart. They had an outdated military that was stuck in the past. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Not gonna end well. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Ottoman Sultan, Selim III, actually tried to fix things. He was like, hey, our army's outdated. Let's ask the French for help. Smart move, right? Except there was one tiny problem. France was going through its own revolution. Talk about bad timing. It's like asking your friend for homework help when they're in the middle of moving houses. So, the Ottomans are stuck with this old school army, and meanwhile, Napoleon's out there changing the whole game of war. It's like they were playing checkers while everyone else had moved on to chess. And you know what's even crazier? They had the perfect chance to take back land in the Balkans and the Caucasus. Austria and Russia were busy fighting their own battles, so the door was wide open. But the Ottomans just didn't walk through it. It's easy to look back now and say, man, they really messed up. But the truth is, the Ottoman Empire was dealing with way more than just an outdated army. They had corrupt officials who cared more about lining their own pockets than making smart moves for the empire. And don't even get me started on the political backstabbing. It was like a real-life Game of Thrones in there. You know that feeling when you miss out on something big? Well, the Ottoman Empire had that feeling 3 times over during the Napoleonic Wars, and each time it got worse. Let's break down this epic fail because it's crazier than you might think. First up, Napoleon decided to invade Egypt in 1798. Now, Egypt was Ottoman territory, so you'd think the Ottomans would have jumped into action, right? Wrong. They basically sat back and let the British handle it. It's like watching someone break into your house and asking your neighbor to deal with it. Not exactly a power move. But wait, it gets better. While Napoleon was running around Europe like he owned the place, the Ottomans got themselves stuck in another mess. From 1806 to 1812, they were busy fighting the Russo-Turkish War. Talk about bad timing. It's like getting into a fist fight with your neighbor while your house is on fire. They were so focused on Russia that they missed the bigger picture in Europe. Now here's where it gets really wild. In 1807, Napoleon actually offered an alliance to the Ottomans. Can you believe it? The guy who was conquering everything in sight wanted to team up. This could have been huge for the Ottomans. They could have regained lost territories, gotten stronger, maybe even changed the whole game in Europe. So why did they say no? Fear, pure and simple. They were scared that if they buddied up with France, Britain and Russia would get mad. It's like turning down a job offer because you're worried your ex-boss might not like it. They were so caught up in playing it safe that they missed out on a massive opportunity. But here's the thing, these missed chances weren't just bad luck. There was something deeper going on, something that most people don't talk about. The Ottoman Empire was dealing with some serious internal problems. They had corrupt officials who cared more about their own power than making smart moves for the empire. It was like trying to win a race with a car that's falling apart. The truth is, the Ottoman Empire's biggest enemy wasn't some foreign power or a military threat. It was fear and indecision that ultimately brought them down. As historian John Lewis Gaddis put it, history is full of missed opportunities, and the consequences of those missed chances can echo through time. The Ottoman story isn't just a history lesson, it's a wake-up call for all of us. Think about it. How often do we let fear hold us back from seizing big opportunities in our own lives? It's easy to play it safe, but that's not how you make history. Look at modern examples like Germany's reunification in 1990, or South Korea's economic boom after the Korean War. These countries saw their chance and went for it, completely transforming themselves in the process. The Ottoman Empire's missed opportunity during the Napoleonic Wars is a reminder that sometimes the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. So next time you're faced with a big decision, ask yourself, are you going to be the Ottoman Empire, paralyzed by fear? Or are you going to be Germany or South Korea, ready to reshape your future? The choice is yours.